20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know. But no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, got a picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds, the skill of an artist.
This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verse, this dude is the truth. Now every
Now we lost all 3 cameras. Internet's kicking us out, I think. Got 1 camera back. 2 cameras back. All right, Brahmas pick up the puck at center. Here we go. Now we're back to full strength, at least on the camera side. Shot goes wide over to the near side. Flyers keeps that in the zone. Now it's back to the point. Walking it over. Swept off the stick by Heck. Brahmas put that down low in the Canadian zone. Ulrich trying to move it. Comes over to the near corner. Brahmas sweep that behind the net once again. Walsh throws that in front. That is cut off by Turcotte. Turcotte goes to the far side. Held in by the Brahmas. Walking it down into the corner. Centering pass. That goes through the slot. Heck gonna get that out. Nope, couldn't get it out to the neutral zone. Held in by the Brahmas one more time. Turcotte, though, picks it up on the near side. Over, skates it back to the near side, and the net comes off. The whistle goes. Oop, that's the far side. That's the near side replay. Okay. Face off. Left side of the Canadian zone. They win it. Frost side moves at the boards. West chips that down the ice. That was touched by Hay. Picked up in their own zone. Oh, centering pass. Here's West. Low shot off the pads. Canadians pick it up. Fired in that. That's blocked in traffic. Thor battles for it back. Gets in the corner. Then he's taken down. Brahmas going to get that centering pass. Move it up the ice. Comes on to number 68. Loses a bit and goes into the boards. Near side. Here's West with it. Brahmas chip that into the Canadian zone. Put out in front. That's poked away. Throws moves up the ice to Hoare. Hoare coming up the side. Walking in. Has West in front. Over to West. West jumps that on. Had saved by the Brahmas goaltender. Brahmas coming away with it. Drop that in the Canadian zone. Morris handles that quickly over to Eagle. Eagle up to West. Hits Taylor. Taylor escapes a check. Walks it up into the zone. Drop pass. Looking for Dollywall. That was mishandled. Brahmas put that out to the neutral zone. Canadians sweep that to the near side where the Brahmas pick it back up. Here they come into the zone. Put to the far side. It's off the boards. Kept in the zone. Number 15 picking it up. Swept off the puck by Burnett. Taylor's away with it. Hands that off to Dollywall. Dollywall goes up the right wing. Into the zone. There's a shot off the glove. And it's in. The Canadians score. Oh, there. Canadians score with, I have no idea how much time's on the clock because we're literally standing above the score clock. 1-0 for the Canadians. After that excellent breakout, the Canadians attacked the net, and it looks like Eagle was the one that popped it over and in. Face-off won by the Brahmas. They're coming into the Canadian zone. Low shot on the Black. He steers that aside. Stays available. Brahmas moving behind the net again. Oh, we're getting choppy. We might be fighting internet at this tournament. Comes into the near corner and then put up the ice. Thorvaldson rushing it up. Thorvaldson, there's a high shot. Goaltender looks like he makes a save there. And it pops out of play and we get a whistle I'm going to try and read the reflection off the glass. It looks like 10:09 left in the first period. Shot just wide. Face off will be near side in the Canadian zone. Brahmas sending that down low. That's broken up by Turcotte. He's going to put that off the boards. It's not going to make it for icing, but back for it is number 3. Leander moves that up the ice, drops that for his teammate. That's cut off by Thorvaldson. Lost just inside the Brahmas zone. Turcotte jumps on it, over to Thorvaldson, centering pass to West. Oh, he's got just inside the blue line. The Brahmas turn up the ice, 2-on-1 developing. And a good stick by Ulrich stops the advance of Walsh. Hoare intercepts the pass, kicks it into the zone, and then just loses it. Couldn't quite contain it off the skate. Brahmas come back the other way. Flowers drops that into the slot. That is off a body and wide of the net. West picks that up on the near side, flips that into the neutral zone. It's going to end up back in the Brahmas zone, picked up by number 11, Gabriel. Gabriel at the near side. Frosty keeps that in at the line, walks it down. Max Frostad jumps that back for Thorvaldson with a shot on net. And it hits the Brahmas goaltender and ends up out of play. Oh, buddy. Maybe face-off will be far side in the Brahmas zone. Kept in by the Canadians. Put down low. West sweeps that to the far boards. Hoare with it. Fakes the pass up top, tries to walk it into the slot. He's upended, and the Brahmas are going to chop that out to the neutral zone. Frostad puts it up the far side. Waiting for it was Hoare. Hoare coming in. There's a shot wide of that far post. Near side. Put down low by Duff. Duff it. This is what happens when I hang out with the kids too much. I start calling them by their nicknames. Brahmas center that. Here they break out of their zone, coming into the Canadian side. Centering pass right on a Black. Black steers that away. Brahmas move that to the far side, kept in the point. Not long. Dollywall steps onto that. He's going to rush it up the ice. Takes it up the right side, looking for a trailer. It is Taylor. Taylor gets it on the back hand and couldn't direct it towards the net. Brahmas push that out to the neutral zone. Morris comes over and takes the puck away. He moves the puck over to Eagle on the left side. Centered to Taylor. Taylor coming up the right side into the Brahmas zone. He throws that off the glass, ends up behind the net of the Brahmas. They pick it up, move it over to the near side. Centering pass. Off the mark. It's going to end up being all the way down the ice. Icing waved off here. Morris moves that to the near side. Side steps the check in the process, and Eagle takes it. Moves it to Dollywall. Dollywall tracked down from behind. Puck comes back to Morris. Morris moves it up, looking for Burdett, but it was picked off by the Brahmas. Shot comes off the glove of Black, picked up behind the net by the Canadians. Brahmas center that. The bounces over to the far board. Long shot, Black with the save. Eagle picks up the rebound, spins behind his net. Has some space up the left side, gets it up, looking for a streaking, I think that was Burdett heading towards the net, but it was chopped off his stick. Puck does end up back in the Brahmas zone. Zahara back for Yamniak. Throws that in front. Comes back to the point for Eagle. Eagle shot tipped just over the crossbar. Morris on the near side. Moves that down low for Zahara. Zahara gets the puck back for the Canadians. Hands that off to Yamniak. Yamniak has it hit a stick, and the Brahmas are going to pick up the loose puck and rush it into the neutral zone. Dump that into the Canadian zone. Morris picks it up, moves it over to Eagle. Eagle, far side for Yamniak. Yamniak flips that out to the neutral zone. Brahmas take over. Brahmas on the near side. Put that off the boards. Morris picks it up, puts it down the center. He's looking for Zahara, but it skips past him. Picked up by number 15 of the Brahmas. He puts it off the boards. Starts rushing down the ice. Drop pass back for number 88. Put in front, but can connect with number 9, Walsh. Picked up by Schufelt. Schufelt gets it up to Heck. Heck tries to drive it inside. Puck chopped off his stick. Brahmas turn it up the ice. Brahmas coming into the Canadian zone on the left side. Centering pass, that's off the body. Flowers and goes into the near corner. Schufelt gets it. Looking for Heck, who rolls off the boards. Heck might just get there in time, and he beats out the ice and throws it out in front. And it's broken up by the Brahmas. Canadians get it back. Oh, that's off the crossbar. And it's in. The ref points. Oh, no, wait. Not a goal. I apologize. He pointed towards the net because the mooring had come off. But it was not a goal. Not a goal. Draw will be on the left side in the Brahmas zone. Canadians win the draw. Heck. Trying to move it. Oh, Brahmas put that off the glass and into the Canadian zone. Turcotte puts that up the boards. Ulrich picks it up. Puts it up the same side. Heck tries to chop it up. Now he chops it and he gets it himself. Throws that into the opposite corner. Schufelt picks that up. Takes that down low. Leaves that for Richard. There's a shot. Comes off the side of the net. And it looks like the net came off once again here, folks. And we had to stop and play. Face off will be on the right side in the Brahmas zone. Canadians win it. Put back to the point. Frostad fires that just wide. Held in by Duffett. Moves that down to Hoare. Hoare to Thorvaldson. Centering pass. Picked up by the Brahmas. Rush it up the ice. They kick that into the Canadian zone. Frostad picks that up on the near side. Brahmas seem to be backing off the body now. They started hot and heavy. But after the Canadians... Oh, I take that back. Look, 68 just pounded west into the boards. Coming into the zone, number 7, offside is the call. Decides to take the shot anyway. Cheeky fellow. And we'll have the face-off out in the neutral zone. Face-off. Right side of the ice, outside of the Canadian zone. Won by the Canadians. Brahmas get it back. Turned over in the Canadian zone. Duffett moves it to the right side to Frostad. Frostad hangs onto it. Up the boards for West to Thorvaldson. Thorvaldson sidesteps the check. He's into the zone. There's off the blocker. Great save by the Brahma goaltender. Puck comes left side for Duffett. Fires that through traffic. Rolls off the boards. Picked up on the right side by Hoare. Back to the point for Frostad. Shot wide, comes up the corner. Duffett keeps that in, sends that down low. It's going to skip over to Hoare on the right side. He puts that down low for West. West has the puck bounce past him. Number 7 gets that for the Brahmas and puts it out to the neutral zone. Brahmas coming in. Centering pass broken up by the Canadians. Chopped up the ice. Here's Hoare coming up the middle. Goes to the right side to West. West picks it up off the boards. Brahmas pick it up in their own zone. Here they come into the Canadian zone. Offside called here. And the Brahmas players not very happy about that offside call. Showing frustration after the whistle. Face off will be on the right side in the neutral zone. Canadians come away with it. Brahmas get it back off the far boards. Eagle. Up to, now is Taylor. Sets that up for Dollywall. Dollywall comes with speed into the Brahmas zone. 15. Checks the puck off him. Taylor follows it up, though. Brahma is going to break out. Here they come across center. Dumped into the Canadian zone. Eagle back for it. Throws it up the board. That's picked up by the Brahmas Flowers. Comes into the high slot. Hit a man. Morris blocks the shot there. Eagle with it. Up the ice for Dollywall. Centering pass. Oh, he had just a couple steps behind Burnett, sorry. Puck in the Brahmas zone. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Morris gets it, dumps it into the Brahmas side. Picked up behind the net by number 15. Put to the far side to 88. Brahmas trying to come away with it now. Sitting on the far boards. They get it into the Canadian zone. Then Thorvaldson comes and chops back into the neutral zone. Here come the Brahmas. Good chance working out here. Turcotte. Oh, good play by Turcotte, knocking the puck off Flowers. And it's sent out to the neutral zone. Brahmas dump it back in. Reversed up the far boards. Thorvaldson tried to send it out to Czar. Oh, and a quick shot off the glove of Black as the turnover in the Canadian zone ends up on the stick of the Brahmas. Stretch pass looking for Zahara. Nice and waved off. Goes into the far boards of the Brahmas zone, and the buzzer goes, as you can hear on the first period, with the Canadians holding a 1-0 lead. Carson Eagle opening up the scoring for the Canadians in the tournament. Team playing well defensively for the most part. A couple of turnovers in their own zone, but not poor enough that they couldn't recover. So teams just talking it over on the bench. We won't be long. We'll be back here for the second period in just a moment. I'll have a quick glass of water and we'll go. So folks, welcome back to the crossover. We're in Leander, Texas, just outside of Austin. Starting the second period here in the Austin Cup. Offside called as the Brahmas enter the Canadian zone. Oops. And we'll reset play here shortly. Brahmas win the draw. Try to put it in the Canadian zone on the far side. That's stopped by Duffett. Brahmas in their own zone. Put it to the left side now. Richard cuts that off. Puts it in the zone. Here Schufeld makes a nice dig. Over to Richard. Pass just on his backside. Quick shot. Mayer makes the save for the Brahmas. Battle for it in the near corner. Bounces off right in front of Mayer. Schufeld got a whack at it, but couldn't put it past the Brahmas goaltender. Canadians keep it in the zone. Duffett cycles down low with it. Poston gets a hold of it, puts up the far side. Richard holds the line, puts it hard around the boards. That's picked up on the near side by 54. He pays the price. Schufeld puts him into the boards. Heck with it. It's lost to number 54. Frostad works hard to keep it in the zone. Dump down low. Up on the near side, number 11, Gabrielle. Put it on the far side, trying to stretch that down the ice to number 12. Hands that off to 24. There's a shot into the midsection. Black, he hangs on to the whistle with, let's say, 14:28 left in the second period. Draw will be on the right side in the Canadian zone. Canadians winning. Ulrich throws that behind the boards on the far side. West tries to kick it out. That's stopped by the Brahmas. Picked up by Ulrich again. Oh, it's stretched down the ice to Hoare coming up the right side, waiting for Thorvaldsen to get in front. Thorvaldsen tips that just wide. He gets the puck back, though. Back to the point. There's a shot by Turcotte. Bounces over to the near board. Stepping in hard was Ulrich. That's stopped by number 49, Meager. Put back to the point, but Ulrich keeps that in again. Throws it up the near boards, looking for Thorvaldsen. He rims that around to Hoare. Picked up by 65, gets that out to the neutral zone, but no further. Bounces back to number 7, Adeka. Edakoa, who puts that into the Brahmas bench. And we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. So, the officials on the ice, we have 2 referees and no linesmen. So, a heavy-duty work, or a heavy workload for the officials in this tournament. Likely to lead to some scrappiness through the play. Brahmas win the draw. They get the puck into the Canadian zone, then drop that back to the point. That was read by Schufeld, or Burnett, who gets that out to the neutral zone. Brahmas put that deep back in the Canadian side. Dollywall chops that out to the neutral zone. Burnett picks it up, trying to move it over to Taylor, and Taylor puts that up the near boards. Goes in, trying to chase it. Brahmas there first, dropping behind the net again. Deanda goes to the far side. That was cut off by Dollywall. Still battling for it. Flowers trying to dig it loose. Taylor holds it in for a second. Hui puts that back to the point. Activates Morris. Morris on the backhand in front for Taylor. Oh, and a nice pass from Dollywall diving, but Taylor was tied up and couldn't get the stick on it. Brahmas get that out. Pass to the far side. Turnover at the neutral zone. Turn back over in the Brahmas' favor. Here's Flowers coming in on the left side. He's dragging that puck. Drop past number 9. Low shot on the Black, and Black is going to hold on to that one. We're going to say with 9:11 left in the second period. The only way for me to see the clock, folks, is that glass at the top of your screen. I can read the reflection off of it, maybe. So times are not going to be accurate on this tournament, or at least when we're in the silver rink. So puck in the Brahmas zone. Canadians steal it. Or far side for Duffett. Duffett pulls it up the boards. Fired towards net. Looking for the top end was Yamniak, and the Mayor got just a piece of it to send it wide. Brahmas throw that around the boards. Duffett keeps it in on the right side. Zahara gets that back. Looking for Duffett. Osborne cuts that off. Comes out to the neutral zone, and Frostad's going to dump that back in the Brahmas zone. Picked up on the far side by Zahara in front for Yamniak. Centering pass. Broken up by Poston. And the Brahmas are going to ice the puck. And we'll get a whistle here. Hard to tell. Hard to tell how much time is left. What do you think, Darren? Shots are 9-7 in favor of the Canadians. Yeah. How much time do you think is on the? How much time is on there? "11 minutes left in the second period." Thank you, Darren. Schufeld takes a shot. That's blocked by Meager. Brahmas get that out to the neutral zone and then dump it into the Canadian side. Turcotte sets that up for Richard. Richard back to not too sure who. Centering pass from the Canadians, blocked by the Brahmas, and that's put back into the Canadian zone. Bounces towards Black, and Black is happy to just cover it up and let it reset. How many? 9-8. Shots are 9-8 in favor of the Canadians. Face off on the right side in the Canadian zone. Here come the Canadians. Richard to the right side, and Schufeld has the puck fall off his stick. Atacola puts that up the boards to number 9, Walsh. Walsh goes to the right side, up to 88, and he puts that in the Canadian zone. Canadians get it back. Flip it softly up the left boards. Rushing onto it is Schufeld, but Atacola gets there first. Schufeld takes his skates out, and Atacola ends up in the boards. Flowers comes back for the puck for the Brahmas. Put up the far side. Richard cuts that off to the point for Turcotte. Turcotte fires that into traffic, and Meager kicks that away. Corley is going to head up the ice, up the right side. Dumps that into the Canadian zone. Turcotte back there to play it. Moving it up for West. West looking to stretch that to Schufeld. Schufeld taps it to the left side. Tried to go back to the right side to Richard. That was cut off by Huey. Stolen back by Richard. Oh, and Mayer makes the glove save. Puck cleared away by the Brahmas. Held in on the right side by Morris. Comes into the corner. Brahmas going to pick up that pass. Number 12 heading up the ice with it. Osborne gets into the Canadian zone, coming up the left side, throws it in front of the net, and Black is just going to hang on to that. Osborne couldn't do much as he was getting checked into the left corner there. Throws it in front of the net, but Black hangs on. Are we? Oh, yeah. Well, internet's not the best, but we are getting by. Puck in the Canadian zone. Canadians move it up to center. Orr takes it, chops that into the Brahmas zone. Brahmas D, get back there. Oh, West cuts it off, keeps it in the zone. Huey gets to the outside. Hoare cuts that off now. He moves that down low for West. West centering pass. 68 breaks that up. Morris with the shot. Miller with the save, and it's cleared out to center. Osborne coming against Eagle. Eagle turns, chips the puck into the boards, then moves Osborne out of the way, gets the puck up to West. Pops up to Thorvaldsen. Thorvaldsen with space coming up the near side. Turns in. Thorvaldsen just missing that near post as Huey on the back check breaks up the play. Here come the Brahmas into the Canadian zone. Picked up by number 24. Walks it in. Centering pass broken up by the Canadians. Morris hard around the boards. Kept in by number 54. Followed up by Frosted, gets that out. Loose puck comes over to Hoare. Hoare comes up the right side. Hangs onto it. Has Dollywall setting up in front. There's the screen, and it's just past the glove and wide. Frosted, there's the shot. Knocked out in front by Dollywall, and it's cleared by Pyle up the boards. Duffett turns, fires. Pyle knocks it down. Poston picks it up. He gets the puck over to number 54. He's going to walk it up the left side. Centers that to number 64. Now moves to the left side and into the corner. Gonna allow the ref stuff. Comes off the back side of the net. Number 65 picks it up, centers that. Canadians break up that play. Frostad heading down the ice with it after stealing the puck back. Loses the handle. Looking back door for Dollywall, and it skips just past him. Rose with it. He's gonna ice the puck. And the Canadians will have an offensive zone face-off. Timeout for Curtis. There we go. Nobody wants to hear me cough or wipe my nose. All right. Too much information. Sorry, folks. Here's the face-off left side in the Canadian zone. That comes up the boards. Cut off. That's centered by Ulrich. He kind of slips, but manages to get the puck back in. Delayed offside indicated by the official, so the Canadians tag back up. And Meager puts that up the right side. Here comes number 88, Corley, into the zone. Centers that. That goes through the slot, back to the point, held in. Held in by Atacola. Canadians get it back, though. Coming up on the far side, that is certainly an offside call, as the Canadians got in a little early. Turcotte held up at the line, took a slash after, didn't like it, gave it back. And you know who ends up in the penalty box? The reciprocating player. And in this case, that would be Jackson Turcotte of the Canadians. And the Brahmas will be on a power play. Face off near side in the Canadian zone. Looks like the scores bench just having minor difficulties, but ref indicates we're okay now. Puck's dropped, Brahmas win it. Held in at the point by number 15. Cycles over to the right side. Drop pass. Here's number 88, Corley with it. Goes to the left side. Centered, looking for Corley. Corley picks it up, can't get the shot off, cycles behind the net. Corley hanging on to it, up to number 15. That is taken off his stick, and Schufeld's going to put that down the ice and hustle for a change. Long change in the second period. They got to hurry to get back on the ice. Put to the far side. Brahmas get into the Canadian zone. Right side, Radicola. There's a long shot. Easily handled by the Black, catching that in the glove and hanging on for the whistle. Face-off will be on the right side in the Canadian zone. Got the dads leaning over the banister, chucking shots in time for me. Let's see here. Whistle goes. I'm going to guess that the net came off. I'll just have a second look at the reverse camera here. Yeah, they're taking a look at it now. Oh, yeah, no, it's terrible. Yeah. It's bad everywhere. Yeah. If you want to set up here, that's okay. We scared off the opposition's cameraman. They tried setting up on the window on the left side of your screen there, but you lose a massive amount of the corners. Mr. Kent West and I were scouting before the game. So we decided on this end look. They were doing some serious work at the net on the far side. You know what, I forgot about this one, didn't I? Yep. Looks like we're ready to go. Puck's drop. Brahmas still on the power play. They win the draw in the offensive zone. Over to, let's see here, Leander. Puck comes up to number 15. Then he passes off to Leander again. Centering pass. Number 9 takes a shot. That's blocked in front. Black comes over and makes the save. Number 88. I think Corley was sitting on the left side. Corley with the puck. Fires that into traffic. Off the pads of Black. Richard chops that off the glass. Here comes Schufelt. Turcotte out of the box. Pass to the left side to Frostad. Shot. Meyer with the save. Followed up. Schufelt puts that just wide. Flowers for the Brahmas. Picking up the puck. Sends it out to center. Oh, I think he wanted to give it to number 15 there, but number 15 was not really paying attention. And, pardon me, missed the pass. This camera seems pretty far behind. That's unfortunate. So the Canadians kill off the first penalty of the game. And the Brahmas still holding a blank on the board. Canadians up 1-0. Brahmas won the face-off, moved around the far boards, but that was cut off by Hoare. Hoare puts it down low. That's cut off by Gabriel. The Brahmas puts it up to number 12, Osborne. Osborne gets that out to the neutral zone. Drop pass picks up by West. Thorvaldson over to Hoare. Hoare couldn't keep the handle. Puts that down low. 68 off the far side. Takes a bounce. Hoare gets it for the Canadians. Walking into the slot. Battling. He's going to return to the outside and reset. Over to Thorvaldson. To the point to Morris. Over to Eagle. Eagle puts a knuckle puck that's knocked down in traffic. Boston tries to move it out. Stolen back by the Canadian. Centering pass by Thorvaldson falls off his stick. West keeps it in the zone. Osborne chips that into the neutral zone where Eagle picks it up. Eagle doing a lot. That was a little dangerous play. Stick handling around 2 players in his own zone, but he manages to get it out to the neutral zone. But the Brahmas are taking it back. Here they come. Osborne up the left side, Canadian zone. Shovels that down low, comes off the backside of the net. Morris picks it up, and it bounces off his stick off the side of the net, and Black, seen enough, covers it up. Face-off will be on the right side in the Canadian zone. With 3:44 to go in the second period. Face-off, won by the Canadians. We're going to stretch that out to center. Comes off the back skate of Dollywall. Dolly turns around and decides to dump it into the Brahmas zone. Brahmas back to play it. Meager to the far side. That's cut off by the Canadians. Only for a second. Adekola wins that battle. Gets it up to number 64, Pyle. Pyle comes in. Cut off by the Canadians' D. Goes into the far corner. Receiving it. Number 65, same. Comes loose. Back to the point for 49. Meager fires that around the boards. Picked up on the left side by the Canadians. They can't get it out of the zone, though. Second attempt by Turcotte. Oh, he's caught. Brahmas couldn't keep it in the zone. Dollywall. Back to Burnett. Burnett. His pass ended up chopped way into the air. When it comes back down, he dumps it into the Brahmas zone. Adekola tries to stretch that up to Pyle. It is just behind him, and we're going to have an icing call here with, let's say, 1:40 left in the second period. Holy. Face off near side in the Canadian, or in the Brahmas zone. Canadians win the draw. Duff it at the point. Left side for Frostad. Frostad's shot hit a stick, comes into the right corner. Horror picks it up, sends it down low. Zahara puts that back to the point. Duffin with a shot right on to Mayer, and Mayer able to collect that. Hanging on for the Brahmas. Face off, right side in the... Oh, man. That's even worse news that I'm already on a super low setting. Brahmas dump the puck into the Canadian zone. Frostad to duff it to Zahara. Zahara chips that up to Yamniak. Tried to send that back to Zahara. Yamniak hits the boards hard, but he gets up. Frostad at the line. Walsh beats him to it. Walsh coming in. It's a 3-on-1 coming back the other way. Here come the Brahmas. High shot on the block, and Block is going to make the save. Then stop play with, I think it's 49 seconds left in the period. .48 seconds left in the period. Thank you, Mr. Turka. Face off left side in the Canadian zone. Brahmas win it. Side the draw was unfair. They're going to redo it. 45 seconds left in the second period. 44.5? Yeah. Draw one by the Brahmas. There's a fire from the point. Black able to see that the whole way and makes the stop. Face off one by the Brahmas again. Corner centering pass. That's broken up by Eagle. Eagle moves that up to West. No, that is to Heck. Heck gets that into the zone. Down low for Schufelt. Schufelt hangs onto it, looking for Richard. Bounces off him. Richard gets the puck back, though. Keeps it down low. Looking for Schufelt. Ends up in the corner again. Boston kicks it loose. Centering pass. Broken up by the Brahmas. Down low for number 50. Schufelt on the doorstep. Slips it around. Off the iron for Richard, and they're going to blow the whistle here. After the play, Richard escorted roughly into the near corner. Refs were more worried about the moorings of the net. And like I said, with two refs, this is the sort of thing that's going to happen. Canadians absorbing it right now. I think because they have the lead, able to keep those emotions in check. Good job, boys. Ulrich keeps that in as the Canadians win the draw. Four, down low, trying to fight through a pass, or I mean a check, and he keeps it, cycles it up, turns, fired, oh, and it's tipped just over. Thorvaldson puts that right on net. Mayer got enough to drive it over the crossbar. Put down low, here's West with it, to the left side to Hoare. Hoare down low for West. West spins out of the corner, puck stays there though, now comes back to Hoare. Hoare, here's your point, there it is. Clear cut, over to Ulrich. Ulrich fired, West. Got redirected it out. Mayer got that on the blocker. Hoare with it. Over to Thorvaldson. Looking for Turcotte sneaking in. Hoare with a shot. Mayer kicks that to the near boards. Thorvaldson off the glass. Dying seconds of the period here. Puck in the Brahmas zone. One more chance. Shoot it, West. And it's into the glove of Mayer. Sorry, I really didn't know how much time was left. I thought we were out. Oh, right at the end there. Yeah. And color commentary off camera from Kent says he aimed for the glove and hit it. One last chance for the Canadians here. I think there's so little time they're going to just drop the puck. Adacola takes that into the corner, eats it. There's more time than I thought. There's a shot right off Mayer. And Mayer had to be sharp with the last second of the second period there. But with that, the buzzer goes, and the second period has ended. The Canadians are up 1-0 on the Texas Junior Brahmas. Don't go far, folks. The kids are hanging around the benches. We might be going right into the third period here. To the surprise of all the parents who just went searching for the beverage station.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah.
Live's
For those
still
of
going.
you-
Oops. I just flipped off. Yep, we're still going. Haven't stopped yet. Yeah, we're gonna roll right into it. Let's go. All right, so that is that. That's interesting. Huh? All right, let's see if I can dial back the signal a little bit. Make it a little smoother. Doesn't really seem like it. Puck's dropped on the third period. Put into that far corner. Brahmas put that back to the point, held in by the Canadians. Right side. Brahmas off the glass and into the Canadian zone. Rolls into the corner. Centering pass. Brahmas short side shot comes off the side of the net. Flowers picks it up for the Brahmas. Sends that down low, looking for Corley. Corley picks it up. There's a slap shot. Black kicks that to the right side. Flowers picks it up. Brahmas looking dangerous at the start of the third period here. They keep the puck in the zone. Comes into the slot. Broken up by Dollywall. Burnett's going to rush that up the ice. Coming up the left side. Dumps that and goes for a change. Brahmas pick it up. Here they come towards the Canadian zone. Puck chipped by Yamniak in the neutral zone. Brahmas pick it back up. Yamniak takes it away. Looking for a trailer. He's going to walk it in. He had space. Now he dumps it back. Shot by Orr. Followed up by Yamiak. And that is kicked away by Mayer. Down low, Zahara with it. Tries to move that to the near side. Down low for Yamniak. Yamniak absorbs that in the boards. Gets the puck over to Hoare. Hoare is checked. He moves it around the boards and it comes out to the neutral zone. Eagle picks it off. He's going to put that off the glass and back into the Brahmas zone. Brahmas, number 11, Gabriel, picks it up. Gabriel throws that out in front, ends up colliding with his goalie. And here come the Brahmas across into the Canadian zone. Chopped off, turned over. Brahmas get it back. Brahmas turn, fired. Black with the save. He gets the glove out there, nice and strong, and stops play. Face-off will be on the near side in the Canadian zone. Richard taking the face-off for the Canadians against number 64, Pyle. Richard comes away with the puck. Far side, Heck bounces it off the boards. Heck coming into the zone, quickly moves it over the right side for Schufeld. Schufeld back for Heck. And Heck was checked on the play. Puck goes loose into the near corner. Comes back to the point. Held in by Ulrich. Bounces below the goal line. It's going to roll out to the near side. Brahmas move it out to the neutral zone. And that's cut off by Turcotte. Turcotte over to Ulrich. Ulrich throws that where Heck chips it in. Richard, wounded, will head to the bench, replaced by Thorvaldsen. Brahmas put it up the near side. Ulrich with it. Trying to skate through center. He hands that off to Schufeld. Schufeld takes the right side. Left side looking for Ulrich, and they're going to call offside here. That one's a little tough. Ulrich with space on the left side, but caught on the offside. Oh, man. What did I do to my cameras? We're still here, folks. Just working on it. Just working on it. There we go. Canadians take the puck into the Brahmas zone. There's a shot by, I'm pretty sure that was Horror. Brahmas pick it up, bring it out to center now. Duffett with it. Sorry, Corley with it. Duffett steps in the end. Frostad chips that out. Puck comes back into the Canadian zone. Frostad moves that to the left side. Duffett up to West. West gets that up to Thorvaldsen. Thorvaldsen gets the inside move. And then his stick was chopped just as he was about to hit the net. Put through the slot. West picks it up. Throws it back looking for Duffett. It skips past him. Frostad has to come back to the Canadian zone to reset. Frostad up to Thorvaldsen. Chip to West. West takes that in the right side and then caught just inside the line. It's the puck. Well, not back. Here come the Brahmas. West almost kept in the zone though. Brahmas. Walsh centers that. Comes into the slot for Osborne. Osborne down low. And Black has to get that. And cheeky number 54 holds his knee out to collide with Black. I caught that. I'm a goalie parent. We'll have the face-off on the left side in the Canadian zone. This is a replay, Cam. That's not going to do us any good. Puck's dropped in the Canadian zone. Brahmas take that down low into the near boards. Canadians chip it around the outside. Osborne keeps that in. Eagle kicks it off him. Burnett beats that up in the corner. Here comes a battle for it. Osborne comes away with it. Morris chips that out to the neutral zone. Brahmas have to tag up. Here they come on the forecheck as Eagle moves the puck up the far side. That's coughed up. Brahmas pick it up in the Canadian zone. Number 54 back to the point. Shot or pass down low off the boards. Number 68. 68 with it. Eagle won't let him get behind the net. Taylor moves that to the outside. Burnett picks it up. Burnett has his stick lifted, can't get down. Eagle follows it up, kicks it to the left side. Taylor picks it back up. Taylor coming up the left side, lost the handle on it. Remember, kids have played 2 full periods on this ice. It is chewed up, especially in this warm climate. Turcotte moves that to the outside. Rose picks it up, and then is pounded against the boards by Turcotte. Porter with the puck, centers that, looking for Yemniak. That is cut off by Adikola and dumped into the Canadian zone. Ulrich with it. Quickly outside for Hoare. Comes into the neutral zone. Fired wide of the mark. Yemniak picks it up. Yemniak back to Turcotte. Turcotte hangs onto it. Cycles behind the net. Moves it to the right side to Yemniak. Yemniak with it. Left side for Hoare. He gets into the Brahmas zone. It's been a while since we've been there. And he gets the puck down to Zahara. Oh, and Hoare makes good and fires it. I believe 5-hole on there. And the Canadians go up 2-0 with, I'll reach over the end here and see if we can tell. Dang, that's hard to tell. 9:10 left in the third period. So, Canadians pinned in their own zone for a while. The Brahmas really pouring it on, but once they break out, the Canadians make good. A pass from Zahara to Hoare, and Hoare puts her home. Brahmas come into the Canadian zone with the puck. Swept around to the far side. Here's Walsh with it. Richard chips it off his stick, but Huey picks it up. Huey down low, looking for Flowers. Puck comes back to Huey. Huey takes that into the boards. Bumped by Richard. Schufelt centers that. Broken up by the Brahmas. Walsh goes to the left side. Fired. Oh, that is wide. Block couldn't see all of that. A late reaction there. Huey keeps that alive for the Brahmas. Frosthead to the outside. Bounces nicely for Schufelt. Schufelt heading into the zone. Has Heck on his left. Schufelt, low shot. And he returns it back in front looking for Hank. But Meyer was able to sweep that back into the far corner. Heck throws that back in front, but that was broken up by the Brahmas. And they're going to come out to center with it. Coming up the left side, they get it across center and dump that into the Canadian zone. Frostad picks it up. Frostad beats it against the boards. Pestered by Walsh. Comes loose for Duffett. Duffett sends that up the ice, knocked down by Hoare, picked up by the Brahmas at center. West breaks up the pass by the Brahmas and takes that into their zone. Hoare in front looking for Thorvaldsen, backhand for Hoare. Hoare on the backhand and Meyer makes a great glove save. Brahmas with the puck in their own zone. Going across the ice. That is broken up by Morris. Eagle finds the loose puck. Eagle turns it up the ice. Gets across center, puts it deep. 54 back to grab it for the Brahmas. West chips it free. Brahmas get it back. Still battle for in the corner. Here's West stealing the puck away for the Canadians. Takes that into the corner. With one stick, holds his man off. Brahmas pick it up. Thorvaldsen to the point for Morris. Morris fired that. That's off the stick, off the glass. Pops out in front. And they're going to blow the whistle as Meyer was able to cover it up. Little extracurricular here. But no more coming from that. We'll have a face-off on the left side in the Brahmas zone. Seven minutes left in the game, says Mr. Jeff Heck. Thank you, sir. Shot off the glass. Burnett tried to put that back in front. It's fired wide, returned to the corner. And Burnett and Taylor battling there for the Canadians against number 49, Meager, and I think number 44, unnamed on my list. Ooh, Dollywall dances in front, turns around, fires. Mayer with the save. Dollywall tries to bounce it off him. Mayer had a good possession there and kicks it away. Brahmas put that down the ice. It's going to be tough to get a icing call here as the ice is chewed up. Centering pass broken up by the Canadians in their own zone. Taylor up the ice for Dollywall. Dollywall coming up the right side into the Brahmas zone. He's escorted into the boards. Puck comes loose for the Brahmas 64, but Taylor won't let it go and he puts him into the boards. Brahmas now moving it to the outside. It's going to come down the ice. Ulrich with it. Ulrich off the glass. Reverse check on Rose. He has to, Brahmas have to wait to enter the zone. Canadians put it to the left side. Brahmas pick it up. Centering pass broken up by Frostad. Over to Ulrich. Ulrich with it. Moves that up to Hoare. Hoare. Right side for Frostad. Frostad? No, that was Yemniak. Yemniak taking that in. I thought he was on the bench. Huh. Oh, fired right in front for Mayer. And Mayer able to find that puck and get the save with about 5:20 to go in the third period. Canadians hanging on to a 2-goal lead. They have a face-off in their offensive zone on the right side of the ice. Puck's dropped. Canadians win it. Comes back to the point. Turcotte fires that through traffic, trying to got Mayer unawares, but it goes wide and into the corner. Turn around at center. Ulrich with it. Trying to jam it up in the near side. Comes loose again. Ulrich, right side for Zahara. Zahara trying to drive it in. That was taken away by number 15. Good position there by the Brahmas defenseman. Canadians steal it back in the zone now. Try to center that. That is going to skip back to the point. Turcotte hits a stick. His shot hits the stick, goes into the near corner. Schufelt with it. Slides that down low for Zahara. Nice pass back to Schufelt. Schufelt fires that number 15. Gets a rebound back. Puts it up the near side. And Zahara couldn't get to in time. and the net comes off. The whistle goes and play stops. I think we got about 4:09 to go in the four. 20, we'll say 4:28 left in the third period. Off the draw, the puck sent into the Canadian zone. Duff it over to Frostad. Frostad stretches that to Hack. Hack has a rushing Richard. Richard coming to the other side. Over to Schufelt, and it's off his skate. Schufelt picks it up over to Richard. Richard fires. Meyer with the save. Schufelt picks up the rebound. Gets that back to Richard. Richard hangs on to the puck. Off the boards, Duff it. Direct towards in. Directed towards the net by Schufelt, but that was blocked before it could get to the Brahmas goaltender. Fired back into the Canadian zone. Duff it. Over to Frostad. Frostad to Richard. Richard up to Frostad. Gets that into the Brahmas zone. In front, tries to center that for Schufelt. And that's off the mark. Duff it down low for Schufelt. Duff it pays the price on that, keeping the puck in the zone. He gets up, licks his chops, gets ready to play defense as the Brahmas start coming towards the Canadian zone. Richard steals it away from number 54. Off the glass. Battle for it. Brahmas there first. West in close pursuit. Fired right into Eagle. Eagle knocks that down. I think that may have hit somewhere sensitive, but Eagle seems fine. Horror walks that into the zone. Thorvaldson jumps that back to Eagle. Eagle at the point, trying to fight the line, trying to keep it in, eats it up in the boards. Brahmas kick it away. Thorvaldson back playing D, covering for Eagle. Brahmas get it, dump it into the Canadian zone. Morris hangs on to it. Centered, that was broken up by Morris. Gets the puck back over to Horror. Horror absorbs the check, lets the puck bounce out for West. West rushes into the zone, caught from behind. Brahmas coming up the ice with it. Oh, stood up at the line by Turcotte, and Pyle couldn't keep possession of the puck. It's going to end up being an icing call, but what an emphatic move by Turcotte, not letting Pyle anywhere across and into the Canadian zone. Wonder if we can get that replay so far behind. We'll never catch up. Well, it's good that camera's working when I don't need it. Goodness. Face off near side, the Canadian zone. Brahmas win it, fired. Black with the stick save, sent to the far right boards. Turcotte with it. Leaves after Taylor. Turcotte chops that up. Knocked down. Here's Flowers in front. Spins. In front. Black with the save. And the second one he couldn't quite get to. He made the first save, but the rebound picked up by the Brahmas. Flowers and put into the back of the net. Or Corley. Corley on the near side. So, off the draw. Puck moved around the Canadian zone. Just couldn't quite get it out. Spun around in the slot. There's one save, but couldn't get the second. Puck's dropped at center. Comes over to the left boards. Horror bounces that off of Zaharin into the Brahmas zone. Brahmas kick it back up. Brahmas coming up the ice with it. Sent towards the net. Black puts the stick on that, directs it to the near corner. Left corner. Zahar. Diamniak. Diamniak caught in the zone. Flowers sends that back to the point. Comes in. There's a shot wide. Good spot by Hoare to direct that wide. Brahmas still in possession with it. Walsh. And Frosthead chases him up. Directed towards the net. Black had to be sharp on that one. Fox it free. Pokes it away. And Frostad's going to throw that down the ice and gladly take the icing call here. And we'll stop play. Oh, we're under a minute now. No, we're in a minute 1:25. 1:25 to go in the third period. Thank you, Mr. Yemnia. It's kind of funny, folks, for the Canadians. I got all the dads on the right and all the moms on my left, except for Darren. Puck in the Canadian zone. They're going to battle for it on the boards. Comes loose for the Brahmas. Fired off the mark. And it's going to come out to the neutral zone. Net empty for the Brahmas. Puck sent back to the Canadian zone. Stopped at the line by Morris. Sent back in. Here's Thorvaldson with it. Thorvaldson's going to eat that. Throws that off the outside. That's cut off by the Brahmas. Here they come towards the slot. Morris gets a hold of it. Sent down high. And it's swept off. Stick there by Thorvaldson. And then Richard is going to put that out to the neutral zone. Dumped high onto Black. Black knocks that down. Gives that to Morris. Morris hangs onto it. And he fires that out to center. Corley with it. Up the right side looking for Huey. Huey enters the zone. Eagle bumps him, but Huey keeps marching. Good stick by West to sweep it off his stick. Center comes up high. Whiffed on it. Richard gets that out. West coming up the right side. Can't get past the Brahmas defender, but he sweeps that with the help of Richard into the Brahmas zone. Brahmas coming back the other way. Centering pass, broken up by the Canadians. Brahmas keep that in the zone, though. Chipped out by Thorvaldson. And West is going to chase that down. Huey there first for the Brahmas. Comes up to number 18. Low shot. Black makes the save. And the buzzer goes. And the Canadians hang on after a third period push from the Brahmas to take the first win of the Austin Cup. Canadians win this one with a score of 2-1. Goals coming in the first period and the second. First period, I think, was Eagles. Second period was Horror. I'm going to say that with confidence now. First period was a goal from Eagle. Second one was a goal from Horror, helper from Zahara. And the Canadians will win this one. Next time they'll be on the ice will be tomorrow night at, I think it's 7:15. It's around 7 o'clock tomorrow night, where they will be taking on the El Paso Rhinos. 7 o'clock Texas time. That'll be about 6 o'clock Edmonton time. I'll post the link tonight when I actually look at the schedule a little better. I think we're getting photos at center here. It looks like the Brahmas are going to take a knee. Zamboni driver ready to go, but let's hang back here for a few seconds, folks. Oh, we're saying a prayer. This is beautiful. Fantastic game by both teams. The Brahmas came out and played hard. They were very physical in the first 5-10 minutes of the first period, but the Canadians able to hold strong. They put a good one in there. Late goal in the third gave the Brahmas some hope, but the Canadians hung on for a 2-1 win. Working the camera this afternoon, Mr. Kent West. Thank you very much for your help, sir. We will see